Unbelievable, folks. Welcome to the Horns Up Halftime Show, brought to you by Picasso's Pizza. Locations all over Western New York. Picasso'sPizza.net can get you what you want. And speaking of what we want, the UB Bulls up 14-7 at halftime on the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. You'll take that result. You'll take that result, plain and simple, but it feels like it could have been a little bit more. You look at A.J. Mayer for Miami of Ohio, 5 for 16 through the air. But I honestly haven't been happy with the Bulls' pass defense. I think there's been some open receivers downfield. It was kind of the good, the bad, the ugly that first half. You had the offense. Marks is having his way. 10 carries for 71 yards. You love to see that. Van Sheesh is picking his spots for the most part. 8 for 18 for 124. Obviously, that bomb helped his stats. But that's what throwing all those short dinks and doinks do. You know, if you're going to throw a little Trent Edwards, you got to be J.P. Lossman now and then. So good to see him doing that. If you're tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, give us your comments what you think is the key for the Bulls in the second half. We're rolling on in the Horns Up Halftime Show. And as I said, you know, it was the good, the bad, the ugly. So the bad, you had the run defense, which is looking good right now. Miami of Ohio has 14 rushes for 41 yards, so you love to see that. But the pass defense, again, 5 for 16 for Mayer, but does that really tell the whole story? There's been some receivers open downfield. Would love to shore that up because you hate to see, you know, big plays, obviously, in a close game. And it's a 14-7 game. Some would say it could have been more. It could have been a little bit more on the scoreboard, maybe a little bit less for Miami of Ohio. But I think when it's all said and done, 14-7 is pretty fair. Van Sheesh spreading the ball around. 6 different receivers there in the first half. I'd like to see Zach Lefebvre getting a little bit more involved if possible. Roy Baker with a nice interception for UB. And as we look around the MAC, we have Ohio going into the red zone against Akron. So it looks like Akron with any upset bid is going to fall up short there. Ohio most likely will get their first win of the season. You have Kent State just mauling Bowling Green 38-10. 28 points for Kent State in the second quarter. I mean, my goodness, to allow 28 points to Kent State in one quarter is pretty not good, as Larry David wouldn't say. And then you have UB leading Miami of Ohio 14-7. Chime in, folks, if you got any keys to the second half. The only thing I could really complain about, the announcers. I mean, first you have a holding penalty on Miami of Ohio, and they're saying it's going to be on UB. And then when the UB runner almost runs it out of the end zone on the kickoff accidentally, stopped short, they're acting like it's a sure thing. College has people looking at these. They know action is fun. They want to make it crazy. They want to make it wacky. If they can make a call like that, they would. So we don't need you pestering the officials. We don't need you pestering the broadcast and making calls for Miami of Ohio. Golick Jr. and whoever else is on there. But keys to the second half for me, just keep doing what you're doing on defense. Obviously, don't get too aggressive, but at the same time, Jarrett Patterson hasn't even gotten going yet. So I think when, you know, UB team is up by 7 and Jarpat hasn't gotten going yet, that is a good sign, folks. And speaking of good signs, we're hearing good things out of the men's and women's practices as they gear up. And make sure to check UB Athletics Twitter page, Facebook. They're having a virtual sellout for a future UB game. Let's show UB that let's show the MAC and, you know, national level that UB fans are unlike any other. Trevor Wilson with a nice 78-yard reception in the first half. But this is it, folks. We need to win this second half. I mean, I would hit the button. If they could win by 1, I would definitely do it. But this is a survive and advance type atmosphere for UB right now. It's a case of, while we're going live, we have Tristan Vanderberg for Ohio missing a 29-yard field goal. So Ohio with only a 7-point lead over Akron. Keep in mind, folks, Ohio came into this game a 28-point favorite or so. So that is pretty intense to see. We'll keep an eye on that action. Obviously need to. There's 8:05 left in Ohio. But we are all eyes on UB. All eyes on UB, and we just got to win this second half. We got to get to 2-0. All roads, if they don't lead to Picasso's, if you're not going to a location in Picasso's in Western New York, then all roads in Amherst lead to Detroit. 14-7, UB at the half. Let's get Jar Pack going. Let's get Lance Leipold fist pumping and dancing in the locker room. Let's get this UB team to 2-0, and let's get them a third of the way to Detroit. Let's go, Bulls.